my name is Ryan Cam. Welcome back to the Horror Movie Iceberg podcast, where myself and Russell Howell watch disturbing horror movies until we tap out. We are still in the midst of our big look into the VHS franchise, and we have stumbled into the bad one, VHS Viral. And
Oof.
I forgot how bad this was until I was rewatching clips for this, and yeah, I was underselling it, Russell, and I'm sorry. This was worse than I remember.
Yeah, like if there was going to be a movie to make you tap out, this would be it. This was just so bad. I just can't wait to talk about this pile of shit.
Well, as
yeah.
I have told Russell off camera, this is the bad one. The rest of them, what I'm going to call the Shudder era, because these are all basically Shudder exclusives from 1994 onward, but they get good after that. With
Well, probably get some money into it too.
With 99 being a highlight, Halloween being a favorite of mine personally. And so, yeah, they get much better after this, but we still have to get through this one, so let's just get into it. This is VHS Viral.
I will fucking tase your ass if you don't get inside right now!
This was released in 2014, and the segments were directed by Marcel Sarmiento, who directed the wraparound segment, Greg Bishop, who directed Dante the Great, Nacho Vigalondo, who directed Parallel Monsters, and the team of Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, who directed Bone Storm. So, like I said, this is the bad one. This is the one that no one likes, unfortunately, because Benson and Moorhead would go on to do great things, and I'll discuss that when we get there. But it's like I asked a favorite segment, and it's like the best of the worst.
Yeah, and that's what I gave you. So obviously, Dante the Magician was my favorite, the first segment. But again, it was off. It was so cheesy. Like the magic was so over the top. And like I messaged you off camera, obviously. I said this feels like a really like cheesy Goosebumps episode, like because the Goosebumps when it was on TV. I mean, this one obviously it was a little bit probably TVMA for sure for the Magician one, but it just reminded me of just it was bad acting and bad dialogue. It was just so bad. So
Yes.
Yeah, that was my favorite. It was the worst of the best. Or best of the worst.
Let's get the wraparound segment out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Vicious Circles. And yeah, this whole thing is just garbage. But the basic frame narrative is that there's a guy named Kevin who wants to go viral because in 2014, that was just the thing you tried to do.
Yeah.
And then he's constantly filming his girlfriend thinking, oh, something bad might happen. And then of all things, an ice cream truck chase breaks out. Yes, and he goes to film it. Meanwhile, the city of LA just sees one mass video, and then it just falls into the purge or something. This is one of, if not the worst, wraparound segments of these VHS movies. I have a feeling it was going to do like the internet culture thing, which has been done, but okay. But it has no connection to, and this is the problem with the VHS movies, is like they get away from we need to go through these tapes to find something, and it just goes smack dab into, oh, hey, like this seems kind of neat, but it's really not.
Yeah, and like they're really trying their hand, obviously, even at the end in the ice cream truck when they have it all set up where they even have like footage of the second one and stuff like that. They're just trying to do whatever they can to tie it together. You know what I mean? It's just so bad. Nobody would be following that intensely to a police chase on an ice cream truck. And then they have helicopter. Like this reminds me, this would escalate a little bit more than maybe the O.J. Simpson Bronco chase. That would probably be a lot more entertaining to watch. And it's LA, so there you have it. It's California. But yeah, it was just so, again, it started, you get curious because obviously you always give it a chance. the opening sequence. Well, you're wondering what the hell's going on. So yeah, I'll give it that. And then it it finds a way just to disappoint you, man. You know, you have a cool hook. You know, you're kind of curious what the hell's going on. You know, but like let it pay off, build up the suspense and let it pay off. But there's no payoff on it. It's just absolutely just lazy. Got real lazy and sloppy.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's get into our first segment. Let's talk about Dante the Great. This was, like I said, this was directed by Greg Bishop, who would later go on to direct Siren, which is what I talked about in the first VHS review. That was one of the segments that became a full-fledged movie.
Okay.
Greg Bishop directed the movie based off of that segment.
Okay.
I hope that makes at least a little sense. But this segment follows a magician named Dante the Great. His real name is John McMullen, but he finds this cape supposedly from Harry Houdini, and the cape is possessed.
Yeah, he can do things that are out of worldly things, like transporting and pulling things through the cape to the other side. Like it's so far fetched. You give it a little bit of a pass there at the beginning when it was cool, but then they completely overdo it. Yeah, and like I said, this is my favorite of the three segments. But like you said, it is the worst segment. It's the best of the worst. So yeah.
And it just, I give them credit for some, because there's a fireball scene which was actually practical. They actually they did a fireball and they made it practical. So cool. I give them all the credit in the world for that.
Yeah.
But it starts silly and it just somehow gets even sillier. Like, I'll just spoil what happens because I just don't care. This, like, the magician, power goes to his head, starts like doing all these crazy things with cops and all that. Like, the found footage concept bends and then just snaps like a Slim Jim. Like, we don't know where this thing is being filmed from. Like, cameras all over the place, apparently.
Yeah.
And then, as the cops surround him, top it all off, Dante gets killed when he is, and just here goes. He's eaten by his cloak. He is eaten alive by his own cloak. Just terrible.
Yep. After the girl does the like tying rope on his ankles, and literally he's being dragged by the cloak, and it just, oh man, so bad. Because if he was a magician and that cloak like had that bond with him, it wouldn't do that to him though. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You think there would be a bond between the cloak and the magician? You would kind of assume, because he worked, but no, it's just, oh man, it's just really bad, bad.
What's even funnier to me is the cloak doesn't even eat Dante in one bite, like nothing like that. It's like,
yeah.
He takes 3 bites out of this man.
He takes his time to eat, so. Yeah. But yeah, not good by any stretch of the imagination. None of these, obviously, none of these segments are any good. But this one, like I said, was my favorite of the three, just because. I mean, it was a cool concept for a little bit, but like the acting, just the way that, you know, the over the top scenes with the cloak. Like, I mean, it was like an all powerful cloak. Like, he could do everything with it: transport, block, do this, transport into a cop uniform, you know, a cop. Like, there was just so much. It was really far fetched for one little piece of clothing to have that much power. But not very good though.
No. And then to top all of that off, just the insanity of it all, the cops ruled Dante's disappearance as a missing persons case, even though we, and conceivably the cops, have literally seen this cape eat a man alive. It makes no sense.
Yeah. But then what we're meant to believe, though, at the end of it, though, they leave it open to where, is that him in the cloak? Because remember, at the end, they have it where she burns the cloak, his assistant, and she has the door kind of almost open, but not, because it's nighttime, and you can see the light shining through the closet. She opens the closet door, and the cloak is like on the back hook of the door, and then and then basically two arms come out and pull her in, or are gonna get ready to pull her in, and then I think it ends that segment, I believe. So I don't know, is that Dante technically trying to pull her in? Yeah, I don't know how you would really. I mean, that's just the only thing that you could think of, because Dante was the one that I just would assume that he would be the one to pull her in. So he's really not dead. I don't know.
Try not to think too hard about it.
Yeah,
Next up is Parallel Monsters. This was directed by Nacho Vigalondo, who would later go on to direct one of the segments in the ABCs of Death movies, and would go on to direct. He had previously directed a movie called Time Crimes, which I've heard nothing but good things about, and I need to check out for myself. It's one of those time loop horror movies, like like Triangle or Happy Death Day. But the basic premise here is that a man named Alfonso invents a doorway in between dimensions, and he finds his doppelganger and replaces himself, and it goes about as well as you might think. And to Russell's lower third, it starts out like, oh, between dimensions, and it ends with ends with that, like that kind of monster,
dude. So again, this is one of those concepts where opening, okay, this is cool, right? It's almost like cloning. This is cool, okay. So then he opens the door up, and it's literally him married to Marta, he has the same wife. So you think, okay, this is like they're living like. But then, like, everything goes awry. He goes, like, his life is different than the other's one's life. Like the other one's, the other one's wife is just like she's in bed, and then the other one, I don't know what's going on. It's just like a swingers type thing. I don't know what vibe we're going with here, where she has like two other guys. And I don't know. And like, does she want like her husband to watch? Like, it's like really weird. And then all you hear is like porn in the background. And then, but the weirdest part is what is on the fire? They don't really explain that. And I don't know if because is that maybe what they're partaking in? Like that you think it's going to be like all like this, like sex stuff, but it's not. Do you know what I mean? It's whatever this, what's over with this bag that's over the fire. Maybe that's what this is all about. I don't know. And then it goes into like Ganesh Poha with the glowing eyes type thing in Ghostbusters 2. And yeah, it's a lot of random stuff. I don't know. This one's the worst one of the three.
Yeah, it's like at least Dante the Great was. It's Dante's my least favorite. Yeah. Overall, but this one was just boring, and like it just piles on and piles on and piles on. I'm just like make it make sense, and that's
the thing. I can at least go with the Dante thing because of the fact, okay, magic, okay, yeah, I can give you a pass there, but this one is just like, okay, so we've created this multiverse. All right, cool. Like you have it's like almost you, right? But then it's like completely not you, which I'm still kind of curious, but like, I don't know what's going on when he is trying to, when he's like with his wife and then these two other people, and then like, what is going on? They don't really explain much of that. And then all of a sudden, like he goes back outside, and now the two visitors or whatever have like glowing eyes. Like it's really weird, and there's no explanation for it. It's just kind of strange. And then Wiener Monster, and then of course, just so weird. That's if you get anything from VHS viral, it's totally the Wiener Monster, 100%. It's I mean, literally, it's you can't script it,
No,
it's like it's like the end of Sleepaway Camp. It sticks with you. Do you know what I mean? Like you always remember that.
Oh yeah, I just remembered that. To wrap things up, let's talk about the last segment, 3 segments, and it felt the longest, but I digress.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Bone Storm. This was directed by Benson and Moorhead, like I mentioned. They've gone on since this to do some really good things in the world of sci-fi horror, so good for them. And it has 2 skateboarders, Jason and Danny, who are trying to make skateboard videos because that was what people did back in the day. They get this cameraman who wants them to crash so they can sell the footage for snuff purposes. They go to Mexico because they hear it's pretty wild over there, and they end up skating in a skating rink with a pentagram in the middle of it, and I'm sure you can put 2 and 2 together from there.
Yeah.
This is my favorite segment. It's not great. Like it starts annoying, but then it just gets completely absurd. But the absurdity kind of, I don't know, it kind of grew on me. I don't know if that's the right word, but this is my favorite.
No, I mean, and like, listen, like I said, I this is my second favorite out of the 3. I mean, it's okay, but again, like I just think it takes a hard turn into like this is really weird. Like, you get the dude's sister that's like kind of like in a trance or whatever. You're wondering what the hell's going on, and then like obviously when you're skating and you see that, like big picture, you're skating so you could see aerial over it. Like, what are you doing? Go somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to skate here.
Well, the thing about this that I did like was I like that Benson and Moorhead got real skaters. Like these are not
Yeah.
technically actors.
I figured, yeah.
They got real skaters. Their conversations feel natural. So
Yeah.
I did appreciate that. And
Yeah.
then some of the tricks actually looked like they did their own stunts, which
Yeah.
if that is the case, then that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't skate to save my life, but I have
no.
always admired like Tony Hawk and Bob Burnquist and Danny Way and like all the great skateboarders of the late 90s and mid 2000s and all of that. So
Yeah.
whenever I see skate footage like this, I'm like, that is so cool. I love that.
Yeah.
And
yeah, for sure.
like it starts off with that, and then just when the demons pop out, I'm just like, what's happening?
Yeah, and then we just kind of get crazy, and then we get a samurai sword. We're chopping heads off. We're beating the shit out of people with skateboards. Like it's getting crazy. Yeah, it just gets again like the theme in some of these. There's just you think it's going to go one way, and it just makes a hard left. And sometimes, like the majority of the time, I can't get on board with it because it's just so random and just I feel like it's stupid. You lose me on it. You know what I mean? That's why I still think that the Dante thing, I think it was just more consistent. I think for me, I think it felt more like it flowed more. You know what I mean? Obviously, the second one, like I said, that other segment sucked. It was so bad, but it gave us the Wiener Monster. So kudos to the Wiener Monster. You know what I mean? But this one, like, it was more of the just. And then the other one is like she rips the sister rips the arm off, and that looks so fake and bad. That's so bad too.
Yeah, like the CGI is just bad in this. Like
there's some bad ones. Yeah,
the fake explosions, the one punch that looked like it doesn't hit the woman like a mile away.
Yeah, and then the body parts, like it looked like somebody threw a rubber like arm and just threw blood on it and just cued screaming. It was like it was really bad.
Mm-hmm. With like I said, this one was my favorite, but at the same time, it's like it's a best of the worst situation.
Oh yeah, I mean, but again, I think we've all seen worse. I mean, this is pretty bad, but I mean, definitely if your first time, if you haven't watched it, I mean, it's definitely watchable. You definitely will get laughs out of that second segment. I really wish we could have went somewhere else, though, man. Like, just so different, just so crazy. And I almost feel like, then it was like that second one had shades of Coraline in it, almost like the other mother or the other wife or whatever. Like it was like that was kind of like that whole thing was like kind of weird, And I really wish I would have known what they were trying with, like what were they trying to do? Because I think you're supposed to imply that so they're all going to like have sex with each other, like. But then it's like, why is that thing hanging over the fire? That has to be something to do with what's going on, I think. So, like I said, I don't know. They don't really explain much. A lot left to the imagination, I guess.
So to put the period at the end of the sentence, this movie's horrid. This is easily the worst of these movies. I'm happy to report that they, like I said at the top, they do get better. Like VHS 94, I'm just going to let you know now, huge improvement.
Yeah.
Like as soon as they get to Shutter, it's it's like a breath of fresh air. Like
I-
like VHS 94, like as like they get like David Bruckner returns. He doesn't direct a segment, but he writes the overall story of it all,
Okay.
which that's a huge improvement. You get Storm Drain, which is just a freaky segment. I can't wait to see your reaction to that. I'm not
Okay.
saying anything more. All I'll just say is that it's one of the more screwed up
Okay.
like VHS segments you'll probably ever see. And then you also have The Subject, which that's a scary one, and then you got Terror, which in some ways is a pretty prescient one, but I'll save
Okay.
that for when we talk about that in 2 weeks. But yeah, VHS Viral, not good.
Yeah, no, it's you could definitely skip it. I mean, if you want to be a perfectionist like us, I mean, obviously you're gonna have to watch it. But yeah, out of the three, obviously this is the worst. So it would probably go 3, 2, 1. I think in order of worst to best, or well, I would say what worst to best. I would say 3. How did I say it? I went 3. 3's the worst. So I think two's the best. I think 2, 1, and 3. It would probably be my order right now. 2, 1, 3.
Yeah, my order would be 3, 1, 2. I think I said that Dante was the worst, but upon
Oh, no,
reflection,
no, no, no. I meant VHS total. VHS the movie so far.
okay.
Yeah, I would say 2
Scratch
is
that.
2
Scratch
is
that. Reverse it. Yeah,
yeah, 2, 1,
1.
and 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then for segments, I would go for the segment for viral. I would go. Yeah, I would go 1, 3, 2.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense. But I passed it off to all of you. What did you think of VHS Viral? If you have seen it, let us know in the comments. We would love to read what you have to say. And Russell, thank you so much for suffering through this particular one
Always.
with me. I promise VHS 94 is much better than
All
this.
good, man. All good.
Where can the people find you?
Yeah, you guys can find us Notorious by Chance, the Facebook group. We will be shooting. I couldn't shoot Saturday, Thor, so we will be shooting it sometime. Hopefully this week he's out of town. So we're going to do Thor, but our episode with the tribute to the late, great Rob Reiner's out. Misery, check that episode out. We'll have Thor, and then I don't know, we'll probably end up segueing in Thor into Captain America for the chase up to the Avengers Doomsday. So check that out, and then you guys can find us Notorious by Chance on YouTube and all that fun stuff. So yeah.
Yep, all the links down below. Subscribe to them over there. As far as this channel goes, next week we will return to the Reiner project, and we will be talking about When Harry Met Sally. And knock on wood, we'll get another appearance from Rebecca.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, that's just her favorite if she's not working next week. So hopefully, yeah, we can make it happen. But yeah, she loves that one too. Go figure. It just so happens to be back-to-back Reiner in his prime, in his peak Reiner, I should say. But yeah, so if she can, she said she's down to do that. So that'll be fun too if she can.
All right. Well, potentially we'll see her, but regardless, we will talk about When Harry Met Sally. And then in 2 weeks' time, we will, like I said, VHS Viral was so bad it killed the VHS franchise for 8 years. Like, because 94 did not come out, or 7 years, excuse me, it did not come out until 2021. But VHS 94 pretty much saved the series. It was the highest viewed movie in Shudder's history up to that point. And it, yeah, pretty much saved the series, like I mentioned. And I can't wait to talk about it because it's actually quite good. But we'll get to VHS 94 in 2 weeks' time. But for Russell, my name is Ryan Cam. We will see you all in the next one. Y'all take care.